Recording. 3, 2, 1.
Welcome back to the Michigan Business Beat. We are here on the Michigan Business Network. It's so confusing. Sometimes you can't hear yourself speak. We are at the Policy Conference at the Grand Hotel, put on by the Detroit Regional Chamber of Commerce. And my good friend and the CEO of the Edward Lowe Foundation, Dan Wyant, is next to me. And Dan, it's so good to see you. How you doing?
Chris, I'm good. Glad to be here and having great fun with all of our friends.
You know, and that's a fact. I mean, this is after, I think this is our 12th in a row. It becomes like a family reunion almost.
Yeah, I've come up since 2010, so I've done about 12 of these also. And relationships get built. You start to recognize faces. Sometimes the jobs change, but the people stay the same. So it's great to come up for that reason.
Well, speaking of faces changing, yours has changed a little bit over your career. The Edward Lowe Foundation, we're going to talk about that because it's a really, really hidden secret that does just tremendous work. But your career path, let's talk about that a little bit.
Well, I got started in Lansing in 1986. I was a policy advisor for the state senate, went on to become ag director. Did that for 10 years under two governors, Engler and Granholm, and so unique to work with a Republican and a Democrat. Left to go to the foundation I'm at now, but then came back under a third governor, Snyder, to do the Department of Environmental Quality. And so kind of remade myself. I was an ag guy, I was an environmental guy, and now I'm the small business guy. So it's good to, find opportunity and work.
Well, you know what? That's a tremendous segue to talking about the Edward Lowe Foundation. So tell everybody a little bit about what it is.
Yeah. So Edward Lowe invented kitty litter and tidy cat. He was an entrepreneur's entrepreneur. And he created a foundation to support entrepreneurs. Felt they were an endangered species. And for the last 20 years, we have been like a laser beam on this thing called second stage. And so our expertise is second stage entrepreneurs, 10 to 99 employees, $1 million to $50 million in sales with the intention to grow. And our sole purpose is to accelerate that growth in everybody's community.
Yeah, and you do that, and you do it in a variety of ways. So let's bring up Cassopolis, and for those of you who don't know where it's at, do the mitten thing to show.
Yeah, Southwest Michigan, Cass County, small little area, but that was Ed Lowe's home. Right. He accumulated 2,000 acres contiguous, 23 small farms, and so on that property we have a conference center. We have renovated farmhouses and a boxcar system, and so it is really one of the better kept secrets, to your point, Chris, in the state. Beautiful piece of property. But what we do is we do a recognition program with your help, around 50 companies to watch in Michigan, identifying 50 of the best and brightest every year, now 19 years. We bring them in for a leadership retreat. We'll put them at a roundtable, peer-to-peer learning. We'll do a mentorship program, and then we have a strategic information program. So we call it the suite of services. We try to touch them multiple times, and all with the intent to accelerate growth.
Well, it's kind of interesting. One of the points I want to make right now is you don't give away money. And that's an important point because most entrepreneurs always want money. Most entrepreneurs don't need money.
Yeah.
They need the expertise, they need the market information, they need a whole lot of things.
Yeah, I mean, what we find is in economic development, states are recruiters, or they do placemaking, or they do startup work. Second stage entrepreneurs generally don't need money. They need information, they need strategy, they need transformational work, not transactional work. And so that's the business we find ourselves in, trying to get them to really transform their businesses to succeed.
And I have to say, as a guy who has utilized your facilities and been there many times, this is a wonderful escape, so to speak. I mean, it's total seclusion.
Yeah, well, it's our secret sauce. We didn't know how to articulate it, but we do now. So we're in the middle of nature. Beautifully landscaped piece of property, and we essentially require you to come down for at least 2 nights, generally 1 night or 2 nights. And so what happens is you get away from your business to work on your business, and none of us do that like we should. And then you get with peers, and so you get charged, recharged, or motivated, inspired, and that kind of works for us.
It's pretty amazing. And you guys are also influential in some other states.
Well, we're a national operating foundation. We don't give grants, to your point, and so we go where we're wanted. We promote this second stage concept. It's a small, narrow niche, 15 to 17% of companies in any region or state, but 38 to 41% of jobs. So intuitively, we know this is where innovation and jobs come from. We know that this narrow segment is underserved and under-recognized. They punch above their weight. So that's why we are feeling pretty good about the work we do.
Well, in the second stage, they've gone through the lumps and the bumps and the mistakes and all those little things that you kind of meander around, and that's also a pretty good system for weeding out the weeds.
That's right. They market tested, they've been proven, and they're in a growth stage, and so that does differentiate entrepreneurship a bit. Startups, a high failure rate. The churn is important, though. You got to have startups to get into the second stage. But the reality is, a lot of the companies we work with proven themselves, and now they're going to be in business for a long time. We just want to get them to that accelerated growth quicker than they would have otherwise.
Well, I'll tell you what, you do a tremendous job down there, and you have a great staff and a great chef.
Yeah, so if you're in that second stage space, we encourage you to reach out to us or our partners at MEDC or the Michigan Celebrate Small Business Network that you're part of.
There you go. All right, Dan Wyant, CEO of the Edward Lowe Foundation in Cassopolis, Michigan. We are bringing this broadcast to you, this Michigan Business Beat, brought to you on the Michigan Business Network from the Policy Conference on Mackinac Island. We'll be back with more. I'm Chris Holman.